Welcome to the beautiful world of aquascaping. Welcome to the Green Aqua Gallery, which is in Hungary, Europe, in case you didn't know that. What we do today is we're changing this 60p tank into a 60f tank, which is a shallow tank. So today, I'm going to scape a shallow tank for you. Stay with me. Gary's here to help us today. Thanks, Gary. So, what are these letters? 60F, 60H, 60P. This is like lettering that came from ADA, our Japanese friends, Aqua Design Amano. P stands for standard. H stands for high. That makes sense. And F stands for shallow. Okay? Don't ask. Anytime that anybody is referring to 90F, 60F, it's always the width of the tank and it's always a shallow tank. This shallow tank is Green Aqua shallow tank. It's 16 centimeters high. The old ADA shallow tank was 18 centimeters high, so this is 10 centimeters lower than the old legacy discontinued shallow tank from Aqua Design Amano. Now they have 25 centimeters height.
You have a cheat sheet from Danny.
P stands for pool. There you go, pool. F stands for flood. So if you have a standard tank, it's a pool tank. If you have a shallow tank, it's a flood tank. Sorry, my Japanese friends still doesn't make any sense for me, but at least we've got an explanation. They are logical, I love them. Okay, a 90p tank, which is 90 centimeter wide, would be 45 centimeters high, right? A 60p would be 36 centimeters high. So can I confuse you even more? Don't worry about it. So whenever you hear P, think of normal. Whenever you hear F, think of shallow. And whenever you hear H, think of a high tank, okay? That's what you need to do. This is why we like to use open top tanks, because it is much better to see the surface of the tank. I like the idea of the water being part of your living space at home. This is why I don't like to cover the tanks. The problem with the shallow tank is that if you place a normal light, like this Chihiros light, I don't like this on top of a shallow tank because I cannot see the surface properly, so I don't like this idea. I'm going to use the Vivid Mini from Chihiros, which is a perfect light for this tank. And what type of hardscape I'm going to use? First of all, wood. This guy. Does it have a name? Do we sell it? So I'm going to use this. This light can actually break the glass if you just accidentally, push it. So I have to be very careful. I'm not being very careful, am I? Oh, much better. See? Now it's moving. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm moving this back there and I'm trying to find something that would look good on the other side as well. Gary, don't go anywhere, please. What we need to do is we need to put some white vinyl on the background. Oh, I love this. I love the idea that they're coming from the same source. I need one more maybe, because I need 3 branches. This branch is gonna obstruct the maintenance, so I gotta, just get rid of these. I'm trying to remove the back branches so that I can push this back all the way to the back glass. I could put something below it so that the trunk is visible. I'm thinking of, oh, much better. See? There's light. I am going to use some Wild Rhino stones in this one, which is a gray colored stone, while this structure here is very wild. You've got a lot of small branches. I need to contrast that with the strong and lean look of the Wild Rhino. This dust didn't work, so I'm going to try to use the wood now. Yeah, this is better. And what about this one? How can I apply this one in front of it somehow? That would continue this line. So the problem with this is if you reach in it, you're going to scratch your arms with these little things. So you cannot really reach in here. But please note that the first half of the aquarium, like this line, is completely empty. So you can do whatever from here. Check this out. See? So if I put this here, yeah, so the guys are doing some shelf work in the shop part of Green Aqua. They're building new shelves. Why did you have to do this on the day?
You never shoot during the day.
I think that this tank size is ideal for a beginner because it's small enough that you don't have to spend a lot of funds into getting into the hobby, except if you want to have CO2 or if you have to have a better quality light. The drawback of this size is that it is actually too small to have a good biological ecosystem. Other than that, if it would be my first tank, I would probably go for a 60p, which I know that it's big enough already to have a stable biology. If this would be a kitchen tank, for example, and you want to have it on a countertop or something, I would go for this size. So you don't need an LED screen if you're having a shallow tank like this. You could use one, and we do use with the 60p tanks, but most of the time a regular vinyl white background, which can be probably bought in any local hardware store. They're used for windows and glass and showers and whatever. You could use that at home and it's going to work perfectly because the light will reflect from the back pane of the aquarium. So now we're going to move into gluing these guys together. Balázs the cleaning lady. I'm going to just trim back the ones that are going against the back glass so that the guys can fit in with the algae scraper. I'm trying to use this here. I like the fact that this touches it. I'm trying to make a valley here, like a bay. I don't want any shadows in this tank for some reason. Right now, if I'm looking at it from this angle, I can see this line stretching like this and this line stretching like this, which is a continuation, which I kind of like. That is fine there. Hey Tommy,
Hi.
what do you think about the pathetic shallow tank idea?
Curious how much of the stones will be visible at the end.
Let's get some ADA Power Sense Special. ADA La Plata sand goes in the foreground. Okay, it seems that we don't have any more La Plata sand open, and I don't want to open another bag. The idea is to continue probably the Amazonia towards here. The only drawback to that is that if we have foreground here, we need to plant in it so that it needs to be higher, and then this part is going to be lower, and I don't like the idea of an uneven foreground line. Yeah, this aqua gravel is really cool for this tank. So they're like connecting the colors of the wood and the stone together. All these tools are probably not needed anymore because I'm going to move to the planting phase. Don't forget to spray because it's much easier to plant into a wet soil than it is into a dry soil. We will have CO2 injection in this tank, so I can use the Eleocharis acicularis Mini. The problem with this Eleocharis is that it's going to come up if you don't plant it deeply. So I'm wondering whether I should use another type of plant in the background. I will leave the background empty and then I can decide later. We were wondering what kind of animals do we want to use in this shallow tank, and I'm going to give credit to Aaron because he came up with the idea that we should use a dwarf pufferfish in it, which is a cool thing, except if you do that you cannot use any shrimp or any smaller snails in it because these guys are hunters. But when I see a shallow tank, I always want to do a shrimp tank. Lutea Hobbit. They're going to add a little bit of detail and they're going to, you know, be very interesting. I could use brasiliensis, which would further complicate the background. These very thin branches would probably interfere with that. Let's do the brasiliensis. Tommy said that it's a good idea. I'm listening to him. I'm going to use brasiliensis all the way there. By the way, Tommy has to go answer the comments because we nowadays have Premiere. And the YouTube Premiere means that we, somebody who made the video or who appeared on the video, Tommy or me or Victor, will be sitting and answering your comments live. Okay. Bucephalandra mini needle leaf. That would be great. The mini needle leaf that grows in the pot would match this perfectly. And I could put it here, but then it would obstruct that path.
I think it's too big.
That's not bad there. And finally, after polling everybody at Green Aqua, I have decided to go for the dwarf pufferfish in this aquarium. The drawdown with that fish is that you cannot really use shrimp, as I told you before, because it would just peck on shrimp. Okay, and with that, I'm gonna say goodbye. Stay here until the last images of this video, because in that B-roll, we're gonna show you how it looks after 3 or 4 weeks after this day of shooting and setting up this shallow tank. We'll see you next time. Cheers, bye.